bills. This is about making sure we lower power bills for New Zealanders. And one of the ways we have to do it is create as much new supply as we possibly can. We have a doubling of renewable energies going on across New Zealand. We're in a renewables boom, which is fantastic. But our issue in our energy system in New Zealand, unique to New Zealand, is dry risk year. And the way that you mitigate that risk and therefore lower prices is by doing an import facility like we're doing. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a charge that's levied against the electricity companies, and that results in lower power bills for New Zealanders. Without doing this, New Zealanders will be paying more. That levy will be charged to electricity companies, and because of that facility being created, New Zealanders will have lower power bills, period. We've got a number of companies that are actually pitching or wanting to put forward proposals around to do an LNG import facility. We need to go through that process and actually see where we get to by the middle of the year. But without doubt, the advice is pretty clear. The cost benefit on this is very, very attractive, and it's going to end up lowering power bills.
Yesterday, we saw them announcing a new gas tax that will affect every New Zealand household. These same households were promised $250 a fortnight should National win the election. Not one New Zealand family has received the $250 a fortnight National promised them. So my question for Christopher Luxon and Nicola Willis is very simple. Is there any promise they made before the election that they're not willing to break?
Why are you calling this says this will save money? Would you say no if it was going to save households money?
It's not going to save households money. Imposing a new tax on every household in the country is going to cost households more. Only National seems to think that imposing a new tax on every household in the country is going to save them money. Imposing a new tax, telling New Zealanders that their power bills are going to go up because they're going to have a new tax imposed on them, is not saving the money. I think Christopher Luxon's struggling to comprehend basic household economics, probably not surprising from someone who only spends $60 a week on groceries. Ultimately, if the government charges every household in the country, a new tax every time they receive their power bill, it's going to cost households more money. The energy companies right now are prioritising huge dividends rather than investment in new electricity generation. There is clearly a case of market failure here that the government don't seem to be willing to tackle. It's a bad policy. Relying on imported, expensive fossil fuels to provide electricity certainty and security for New Zealand is a bad decision. We do need better security in New Zealand, but we should be aiming to be energy independent. That is the thing that is going to give us the most security, and there are options to achieve that. There's no way he can make that claim at the moment. He can't even tell New Zealanders how much this new tax is going to be.